Do I have to hit go?
Welcome in, college football backers. We are your source for the college football news from across the nation. Whether it be podcast or in written form, check us out on cfbackers.com for all your college football needs.
Gets into the face and then spits.
Oh, right. Just spit on him.
After the play.
Dramatic up for the win, and there it is. 18-16 the final score, and the Bulls explode off the bench.
The tailback, Lubnick to throw a ball bat high in the air, and it's intercepted, and a touchdown for Troy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 to shine. We'll never change our course, so Army, you can shine. Roll up the score.
Pressure. Mateer escapes and slings it downfield into traffic. Catch made. Satania knocked out about at the 5. Improvisational brilliance from Mateer that time.
Welcome into the College Football Backers Week 2 wrap-up show. And should we do like a spit take? What's going on with all the spitting in football lately? We've got it in the pros. We've got it in college now. I don't know what's going on. There you go.
Got to bring it back, man. Yeah, she's losing money, so
man,
yeah,
it is time.
Bring the coin back. Didn't she start her own coin with that thing and then lost a bunch of people a bunch of money? Yeah. Well, you know, I guess you got to do something when you get famous, and I guess attaching yourself to a coin these days is what people are trying to do. But yeah, welcome into the show for all of you college football junkies, sickos, right? Is that what they call them? That are still awake watching the stuff that's about to kick off on the West Coast now. We're going to be here wrapping up everything that's already happened. So, Steve, where do we want to start off with?
Let's start off with TJ and his time at Pittsburgh.
There we go.
What?
I like it.
Time to where?
Pitt. Sorry, I do that every time.
Pittsburgh is the Steelers, Pirates, and Penguins. The Panthers are Pitt.
I do that to annoy you.
He texted me before this. Said, "Watch
really."
Tell
us about your time there, man. How was it? You were at the game.
It was awesome. I love covering football games. Got down on the field pass before the game. Got to see a little bit there. Went back up to the press box. It's watching the game a completely different way, and you hear the announcer within the press box just like announcing each play, each player. You hear but you hear the people telling him who's doing what. It's an unreal way to see it. You network, you talk to different people from the other schools. Like today I introduced myself to Greg Hotchkiss. He's the SID at Central Michigan. Come to find out, talking with him, he worked at Pitt for 15 years. And like we, shot the breeze a little bit about some games that he was at, that I was also at back when I, used to root for Pitt, used to be a Pitt fan and go to their games. And so it was really cool talking with him. Got to see EJ Borghetti. Got to shout out EJ. He's no longer the SID at Pitt. He moved up a position with the athletic director at Pitt, but he's still a Pitt man through and through. So always awesome to see him, man. So yeah, it was a good time. It's the press conference afterwards, going down into the press room and sitting there with the players getting asked questions. I got to ask Pitt's linebacker Rasheem Biles a question. Narduzzi came in last. So, I mean, it's a phenomenal time. I love doing it.
Absolutely. And Alex Bryan had to give Michigan some love with their big win. I mean, freshman quarterback loss. We'll get into that. We'll get Mike Germanese, the Michigan writer, in here later to close the show with some Michigan comments.
There you go. Well, TJ, tell us about the game itself, which doesn't seem like it was all that close, but maybe as expected.
It actually was. It actually was close. So to start off, Pitt did what they were supposed to do. They got a big lead. They got up at one point. They were 24-3. Love it, Chris Joseph. I love it. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Pitt got up 24-3, and then quarterback Eli Holstein said in a press conference afterwards, they lost the middle 8. The last 4 minutes before halftime, the first 4 minutes after. They made some not so good plays, and it ended up coming in, within 7 points. It ended up being 31-24 at one point. And once Central Michigan got that score to make it 31-24, Pitt got the next kickoff, took it 60 yards, got it up to the 48-yard line. 2 plays later, Holstein hits Poppy Williams with a 48-yard touchdown, and Pitt never looked back. So the defense was phenomenal. Last week against Pittsburgh? What's up?
Pittsburgh never looked back?
Nah. No, Michigan never looked back. The Pitt defense just smothered Central Michigan. Central Michigan's first-year head coach is Matt Drinkle. He was the offensive line coach for Army the last, I believe it was 6 years. The last week against San Jose State, they rushed for 236 yards, so I figured they were just going to come in and try to pound the ball. Pitt only gave up 40 rushing yards to that offense this week. So they used 3 quarterbacks. They have a 3-quarterback system. Talking to some of the Central Michigan people there, they were actually supposed to start the game with a lineman as a fullback. And hearing afterwards, I don't believe that they actually did that, but they were supposed to rotate 10 offensive linemen. Like, they had a big rotation throughout the game. It's just Pitt was just way too stacked for them on defense.
For sure.
So I'm looking at, Pitt's score and realizing I can't sort through the top 25. How close do you think, or do you think Pitt really already deserves to be in the top 25? I know it's early, but just kind of a gauge on you watch a lot of football, TJ. You know what you're talking about here. Where do you put Pitt within that realm right now?
Right now, without taking a look at what I had last week for my top 25, I think Pitt is still going to be one of those other teams getting votes. They're going to be just outside the top 25, maybe around between the 28 to 32 range is the best way that I'll say that. Fair. They're good, but they play Duquesne and Central Michigan. So I don't know what kind of a gauge you can actually have for them to belong. Now, this week coming up, lost a lot of luster with the backyard brawls coming up against WVU at WVU this week coming up, but WVU just lost to Ohio U. So that took a little luster off of that game, but that's a legitimate Power 4 team. So if Pitt ends up beating them, then you start to talk about them creeping into the top 25.
We'll see how good OU is too, because they play the other OU, the Bobcats of Ohio. They play Ohio State next week. So it'll be interesting to see if they give Ohio State a little bit of a game, and maybe we'll know that they're a decent team. I mean, at least we'll have, a barometer to check them from after that.
Yeah, they almost beat Rutgers last week. And in my Around the Group of 5 article for college football backers, I featured that game for the MAC, the Ohio-West Virginia game. And I said, don't be surprised if Ohio wins this game. And we were talking
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, we were talking at the Pitt game. A guy that I met today is a MAC writer, and him and I were talking. And I said, I wouldn't be surprised at all if WVU loses that game.
Wow. Well, you called it, man. You should put some money on that one.
Did you see the stat
line?
If
I do that, then I lose.
Yeah. The stat line for Parker Navarro, the quarterback for Ohio, it's not bad, but the craziness is he went 22 of 31, 247 yards, just 1 touchdown. He threw 3 interceptions, and they still won the game against WVU. I mean, that's getting it done. 182 yards on the ground as a team. So that's pretty impressive stuff there for Ohio to come away with a win.
Defense score?
That's a good question.
Defensive scores. Had to have at least, or field position must have been nuts.
Something like that.
Rushing touchdowns.
I mean, they only scored 2 touchdowns. So no, they had 1 rushing and 1 passing touchdown. So that was it. Yeah, pretty crazy. Wow. But yeah, what a performance! It's also going to be one of those things.
That was only a 17-10 final, so they only scored 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
You know what stinks about games like that is it's never on your radar to watch those games, and all of a sudden you're like, "Whoa, Ohio beat West Virginia. Why wasn't I watching?"
True.
Ohio outgained West Virginia 429 to 250. Yeah.
But those games that are under your radar, and then you're like, "Oh, maybe I should watch it." That Florida versus South Florida game. We got to talk about that, because after South Florida beat Boise State last week, I was like, that might be worth watching. And you know what? Turns out, if you like players spitting on other players, it was worth watch.
Oh man, yeah, it really, really was.
Who was it that threw the shoe?
Yeah.
Was that it? Was a Florida game? Was it a Florida player or LSU player that threw the shoe?
Ooh,
like 3 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
I think it was a Florida player too, man.
I don't remember.
They always do that weird stuff.
I think it was Florida player. I think you're right.
But anyway, the Bulls. Hey, we're talking about rated. Are they rated? Are they in the top 25? I think I'm going to give them a top 25 ranking.
I could see them in
they should be
20 to 25 range, at least for now. I mean, 2 ranked wins.
For sure.
Exactly.
I mean, they got a tough one coming up against Miami, so that's going to be a real good barometer, I think.
Yeah. Did you see this?
Wait, they ain't afraid because they went into Florida and won.
Yeah. Buckeye Hicks says the ball.
USF plays Miami, and then Miami plays Florida.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a little triangle down there now, huh?
Yeah.
And then Miami and Florida State play each other. So.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm in the crowd that says rank USF immediately. I mean, 2 ranked teams in 2 weeks. I mean, if you're not ranking them, something's wrong. This is exactly where early season means a lot in these polls. Go ahead and put them where they're at. And if they start losing 2-3 games, obviously they're going to drop out. It's going to take care of itself. But right now, today, they definitely deserve to be up there, at least towards, I think, Dominic, were you saying, or TJ, one of you saying that 20 to 25 range? No doubt about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say 20 to 25 range for sure. I don't think this week you had enough separation to put them any higher.
Yeah,
probably not.
It's almost that's actually kind of low for what they've done. I mean, their body of work. If we're really gonna rank these teams based on what they did this season, they should be higher. No one else has that resume. Who has 2 ranked wins?
I agree with you, but I mean, who would you put them over though?
Anyone without ranked wins? I mean, to me, it's going to be
Kansas lost today. They're in the bottom. Kansas State's hovering around. They lost today.
Yeah. Indiana, they haven't played anyone. Hell, I put them in over Penn State. To be honest with you, I don't think we give all these. I don't think we give all these teams credit for playing nobodies at the beginning of the season. You do not know what's going on.
Yeah. Well, you know what they do. They'll say Boise State should have never been ranked. They weren't that great. We overvalued them. So they drop that win immediately after they do it. So that's part of the problem. Now, the Florida one's going to carry a little bit more weight, but they're going to do the same thing with Florida. Well, they're not really that good, So,
they're going to look at it like Boise State. Yeah, they won handedly, but Boise State was ranked 25 going into the game.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like they were a top 10 or top 15 team.
But it's still a ranked win compared to.
Oh, agreed. I'm not saying it's not. I mean, I think it speaks to a bigger narrative of just doing away with preseason polls entirely.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It should, but it'll never happen because too many people make too much money on it.
Oh, yeah. It's too much of a media hype train right now.
Correct.
And just because we have so many people on here, I had some time to look it up. It was a Florida player that threw the damn shoe. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the swamp.
And he threw an LSU shoe, so you had the right two schools.
Yeah,
true.
Oh, I just didn't know who it was that threw it.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Wow.
Oh,
Who
Long
throws
Island,
a shoe, honestly, and then
Eastern
spits
Michigan, huh?
on somebody. Dude, he got ejected for that. That was a 15-yard penalty, and that changed the game. Really, I mean, Florida had
USF actually won from that.
Yeah, Florida had a chance to close it out.
Yeah,
crazy. He should no longer be on the team.
So then that leads to question: what goes on with Sunbelt Billy after that?
Ooh, this is a good comment too.
Yeah.
Sunbelt Billy. Yeah. I mean, I think you heard the clamoring for his job last year already. Then he kind of finished a little bit stronger, and I think people thought, "Oh, okay, next year we're going to be really good." And then you have a game like this. I don't know. It doesn't do him any favors. He's going to be close to that hot seat again.
I think his seat will get warm. I mean, it's a loss, but it's a close loss. Now, if they get run out of the building next week against LSU, then
yeah,
you know that fickle Florida fan base. There's no way they're happy with losing the USF at home.
Agreed.
On top of that, but his seat was already hot. But I don't know, man. He may not survive.
Especially when Florida paid him like $500,000 to go there.
He got a pass too last year with that schedule.
In the finish too. The finish,
yeah. But you can't lose to South Florida. I mean, all your recruits are gone now. I mean, if you're the third, fourth best team in the state, get out of here. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like Miami's better, Florida State's better, like Central Florida might be better.
Yeah, USF just showed they were better. So
USF showed it on the field.
Yeah. And at that point, if we're talking about ranking USF, Florida's got to drop far enough down that USF goes ahead of them.
Mm-hmm.
And if not, then why do you play the games? They beat them on the field. I mean, you got to give them the head-to-head.
Oh, yeah.
Eastern Michigan
loses to the University of Long Island.
ULI.
Yep.
We had last year for the place we used to be a part of, we had a couple of people from ULI. We had the head coach on one of our shows, and I believe we had one of their players too.
Yeah, I remember.
Dom and Don Detective Agency is back.
That's great.
Awesome. Yep, we're looking for big losses or big wins.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
we're out in search for the best of the best in college football.
There we go.
You're the detective agency, and I'm here looking like Switek from Miami Vice.
You're undercover.
Well, hey, let's go with Dom's game then. His 69-3 game with Oregon and Oklahoma State. Not a whole lot to talk about, but were there some players you were looking at?
Very loose sense of the word game, okay? I mean, Oregon had like 2 touchdowns in their first 3 offensive plays. It got out of hand real quick.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question.
Why? So.
Herbie brought it up on the. Herbie brought it up on the broadcast. He was like, "Why is no one talking about Oregon? Oregon's sneaking under the radar, and that's an impressive
They made a
win.
big statement today for it.
But holy,
I think part of that reason is because the unknown of Dante Moore,
for sure. And a lot of times that happens with the young quarterback.
Top 2 receivers this game, I think, were both freshmen too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, the things Dan Lanning is doing and to be under the radar like that, those are the teams that sneak up on you at the end of the year. And I think a lot of it was how they ended the season last year too, with just getting waxed by Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of put that little like, who cares about Oregon type of thing, you know. They had us fooled last year being number 1
too.
Yeah. So the motivation is there, and Dan Lanning, everything he's done at Oregon has been awesome. He seems like he's going to be there forever. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if they mess around and they ended up winning the Big Ten.
Well, they're going to go into Penn State and win that game.
That's going to be a big test for both teams.
That's going to be awesome.
White out at Penn
if
State.
Dante Moore is playing as well by then, as he is now, I think they go in and they win because look, Penn State struggled against FIU. Yeah, I get it. They probably weren't doing all their exotic stuff that they normally would be doing in a game against a conference opponent. But you can't struggle against FIU at home when you're Penn State with that loaded roster coming back. Now, they pulled it out in the second half. They pulled away in the second half. There's no way they should struggle. That should have been a similar score to the Oregon game. That's what that should have been. But they just, for whatever reason, like Penn State always beats the teams they're supposed to beat. But whenever they come up against the big dogs, they come up against Oregon, they come up against Ohio State, they come up against Michigan, they struggle. They struggle all the time. I mean, it's difficult to think that they're going to change the narrative. You have to see it to believe it, I guess, is where I'm at with Penn State.
Dude, Mike Gundy, I said it before. He's like 1, 2, maybe 3 beers. Like ever since he said that team has just fallen off the edge of a cliff. Like he was like, I'm not going to suspend. What was that running back's name? I can't remember his name last year.
Ollie Gordon.
Ollie Gordon, yeah. He was like, I'm not going to suspend him. He doesn't deserve it. Dude, and he just everything went south, man. That team was supposed to be awesome last year. They just get waxed going into Oregon this year.
Oh, not only that, I think I saw somewhere too that it was Oklahoma State's worst loss since like 1907.
Wow, goodness. And they're complaining about they don't have enough money to compete. Well, yeah, T-Boone Pickens is gone now, so I mean, he should have left his inheritance there.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, like, they went donut in the Big 12 last year. They won no conference games last year.
Yeah, Lafayette, little Sunbelt action. Artie Cat's our big resident Texas State fan, which is another team that people need to keep on their radar as far as a group of 5 team that's making some noise. They just had that big win against UTSA today, which is 2 in a row. First time they've won on the road there in the Alamo Dome like that as well. But he's mentioning Lafayette going up against McNeese and FCS school. I mean, honestly, besides Texas State at this point, the Sun Belt from top to bottom doesn't look nearly as good as we had hoped to. But yeah, just a group of 5 teams to look out for besides the obvious USF answer right now is Texas State because they're going to be playing. They've got a shot against Arizona State. Well, Troy did look pretty good today, but then fell apart towards the end. They didn't have the greatest game against an FCS opponent last week to start off the season. So I'm not quite sure where to put Troy just yet. They had some question marks at some key positions. Their quarterback's pretty good, Goose Crowder, which is also one of the best names in all of college football. He had a pretty good game today. Didn't get a lot of help from his wide receivers late in the game, but Did you see who does a cell phone commercial now? He's doing a cell phone commercial with that Grant.
I'm not 40, I'm 58.
I haven't seen that commercial. I got to look that up. I'm a man. My team has no money.
It's not good acting, I'll tell you that. But it is, he's playing off his famous tyrant that he went off of.
Damn, Adam's going off, it's man. Buckeye hits. We have enough money for maybe 1, maybe 2, 3, or 4 NIL deals. However many beers you want to drink. Oh, my goodness.
That's good. I like that.
See, the sad part about with the Oklahoma State, with T-Boone Pickens being gone, you don't really know where they're getting their money anymore. They don't have a large donor base like an Oregon does with Phil Knight. They don't have something like that. Mike Gundy was a quarterback there, so he wants to be there. How many people do you think actually want to go to Stillwater and coach?
Well, he just revamped his entire coaching staff, so.
Bunch of young guys he could pay little money to. Is that how he did it?
Probably. I mean,
now you see what that does to your offense. 3 points.
New position coaches and new coordinators on both sides of the ball. So,
yeah.
Maybe he'll be in the Sun Belt soon. I don't know. Who knows?
OSU has money for 2, 3, or 4 decades of NIL deals. They're talking about
The Eastern version of OSU.
Okay.
I think he's talking about your team, Steve, Ohio State.
Yeah.
Well, they're always going to have. It's not as much as people think, but there's backers in Columbus, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gentlemen, what's going on?
What's
Germany
up, Mike?
is in the house.
Done taking your lumps?
Oh,
yeah.
It was a rough one today.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Dude, that's what you expect from a freshman quarterback, right? And the problem was the defense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think they could have won with Bryce Underwood. It was just the defense was giving up too many plays, and
There was problems all over the place. There was recurring problems from last year. There was defensive problems. There was offensive play calling problems. There was not what you want to see from a team in week 2, but see what happens moving forward is the only thing you can go with at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It might be time to
T-Boone.
It might be time to start questioning if Sharon Moore, and I love Sharon, is the right guy for this position.
Ooh, that's quick. That's quick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's the same thing like in Alabama. You don't want to be the one to follow the legend.
I wanted Harbaugh fired 2 years in, and I have no problem wanting Sharon Moore fired 2 years in.
Give him.
When you have a $40 million NIL budget, teams shouldn't look like this.
No.
And
your offensive line was getting blown up.
Well, it didn't help that you lost both guards in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's true.
Did they spit on
and
people
both
too?
of them are probably going to be out for an extended period of time.
Hopefully
they lost a tackle too in the game, right? The second half.
Yeah, I think they lost 3 of the starters.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how
$40 million is supposed to be building your depth.
And I don't know how Samaj Morgan got back in, because that one late hit, he had no idea he was even in a football stadium.
Mm-hmm.
He fell down. He fell
down 3 times. He couldn't even get off the field, and somehow he ended up back in.
Yeah.
No, not
He's
good.
all right.
Yeah. That's a character of a high moral compass program, right?
I don't care about high morals. I just care about winning.
Yeah. I don't care if a guy dies on the field as long as we win.
Michigan Raiders.
It's like Nick Saban said. The SEC and Ohio State lost their advantage now that NIL's here. So let's just do it. Just cheat. I'm okay with it. Just win. If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
We know you Michigan fans are okay with cheating. That's
I'm 100%. I would hire Connor Stallings tomorrow, and I'm not even being joking. I would hire him tomorrow.
Alex, he's got a good comment on there for you.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. What did he say?
He said, "So, Mike, what's it like to be 1-1? I can't relate."
I could bring up what Alex was saying after the Ohio State game last year when we beat them, but I'm not going to say nothing.
Oh man, don't take the high road. Don't take
the
high road.
So sometimes you're 1-1, and it's a long season. You guys were what, 10-2 last year, and you guys won a national championship. It's a long season.
That's true. Yeah,
and it's not like we lost as a 23.5 point favorite. We were 4.5 point underdogs.
Zing.
Yeah. Well, as long as you can turn around and win a national title, it'll be cool. But
well, hopefully, I'm sure if everybody wants my coach fired and then he turns around and wins a championship and we build a statue.
Articast says, speaking of train wrecks, Stanford is imploding again this year. Yeah,
but wouldn't they have to be good to be imploding?
What was that, Dominic?
Imploding again means that they were good at some point, but they haven't been good in a while.
It's true.
When was the last time Stanford was good?
When your Harbaugh was their coach.
Yes. Oh, and he just won in the NFL.
Yeah.
I seen that on congratulations, Jim, on winning in the NFL. Something Urban Meyer didn't.
Oh, enough of that.
What did you do? Did you cancel him?
I'll bring it back. Just because I love you, Mike.
Man,
it's funny when you don't have an advantage and it's built on parity. How the good coaches go to the NFL and win, and other coaches lose every game. I'm just gonna leave it there.
Wasn't it Saban that said, "Yeah, you have all this money, but you got to pay the right people"?
Yes.
Yeah.
The problem is in the NFL, everybody has the same amount of money, and then you just have to be a good coach.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
I remember Alex saying
Alex
that.
is admitting it. Oh yeah. I mean,
I remember Alex saying that.
I'm not going to
Actually,
say
if you ask Steve, there was one person who said that Ryan Day was going to win a national championship after they lost to Michigan.
Was it the Michigan fan?
What he's talking about.
Who said it, Steve?
Some Yahoo that doesn't know what he's talking about.
And what did they do?
Yeah, they did it. You were right, man. I'll give you credit for that, for sure. Especially when you're talking about the Buckeyes winning a title.
It's bad when the Michigan fan had more faith in the Ohio State than the Buckeye fans did.
Yeah.
Well, you saw it when
it's
Tennessee.
True. I remember that from last year too.
Ooh.
Yes, we were on the show a couple of times, and I said Ohio State was gonna win. A couple Buckeyes were crying about Tennessee, and I was like, "Oh, it won't be close." Then the Oregon game won't be close.
I thought the Oregon game would be close even after the Tennessee whooping. Oregon was a good team, and I did not expect Ohio State to be that dominant. It was just absolute thrashing.
I don't think anybody did, but I think it has to do more with sitting there for whatever it was, 31 days between games or 28 days. That's a long time to sit.
It was barely longer than what Ohio State sat.
No, you and Tennessee sat the same amount of time. Then you played 2 weeks after the Big Ten championship. Then Oregon sat from the Big Ten championship on. So you guys only played it 10 days before them, not 28 days.
Well, yeah, but there was that space between.
Yes, you sat the same. Yes, you sat almost the same amount of time, but so did the team you played. They didn't play 10 days before, and that's a big difference.
At that time, yeah.
But it's almost like you want to lose one to.
And here's the next question: how many conference championships won last year?
None.
Mm-mm.
Well,
none of the buys won.
You have to look at things a different way. First of all, the ones that got the buys, 2 of them shouldn't have been up there. They were way overranked because of the seeding. So you had Arizona State up there for no reason.
Actually, Arizona State should have won. If they would have called targeting, which was targeting, they probably beat Texas that game.
Texas, yeah.
The problem with Arizona was it took them the first 17 minutes to find their footing. And then once Scatterboo got going, it was a different game.
And then the other fact with this is the schedule differential within conferences. So when you have teams that don't play anyone like Texas didn't, I mean, they played Georgia and that was it, really?
Yeah. Yeah, they played, I think, the bottom 6 teams of the SEC they played last year.
Mm-hmm. So,
and
it just doesn't add up. Like, there's got to be a better way to rotate through your schedules. You can't just not play the best teams in the league and then go to the championship game. It dilutes the championship game, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest. The championship games don't really mean anything anymore. And the minute they go to 16 or 18, you might as well just get rid of them. I think the ACC, and I'll defer to Dom, I think the ACC already talked about getting rid of it. Having one get in and have 2 and 3 just have a playoff to try to bolster their schedules.
I mean, I think you do get rid of them because, like you said, they're already kind of meaningless, right? Because some people want to almost avoid it so that they have more time to rest up before their playoff game. So now you're going to get this thing like you guys were saying. None of them won last year, so it's not like it's something. You sell a couple extra T-shirts. That's about all you're really doing for it.
Lane Kiffin said the best last year, and everybody made fun of him. No one wants to play in this game. And everybody knocked them, but then when you watch it happen, you're like, Penn State had the easiest road, and they lost in the Big Ten championship. They got rewarded for losing.
Yeah.
Now we're going to see this year, because now they got rid of the automatic bye, whereas now it's about seeding. So it might be a little bit different this year, but we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, that Artie's comment's interesting there. He means South Alabama, not Alabama State, but Tulane almost dropped a game today. South Alabama went up 14-0 early. Tulane, one of those G5 representatives everyone was talking about before the season kicked off, and they just outpaced the Jags down in Mobile today. So interesting was John Summerall, the previous Troy head coach, who's now head man at Tulane, gets back into that stadium and plays a big-time rival, and that game's kind of become known the Battle of Mardi Gras. I guess I didn't know this previously. Apparently, Mobile, Alabama, was kind of where they say Mardi Gras started, but then of course New Orleans says the hell with that. We started it.
It's a fight between those two.
Yeah.
Did you hear it week for Senior Bowl?
Oh, do you?
Oh yeah, they bring it up for Senior Bowl, and usually the week of Senior Bowl or shortly thereafter, like the following week, is like Mobile's Mardi Gras. So they're always like they're hyping that up.
Got to be able to pick a true conference champ and not have the old school. I don't know what he means about that.
It means you can't be an Auburn and just claim random titles that you didn't earn.
There should be a way to pick them. I think that's why they should do a 1 versus 2, 2 versus 3, 3 versus 4 after. Or, I mean, 1 versus 2, 3 versus 4, 5 versus 6 after the season. And do it all the way down so you have actually where you're ranked in each conference. And then you could pick the playoffs from there. It would be fun to watch at least.
Well, if you're going to do that, you might as well just have each conference have their own playoff, and then the 4 conference championships play in the semifinals, and then whoever wins that plays for a national championship. If you want to keep the conference championships meaning something, because there's no way, like,
it's an idea.
Like, there's no real way to the conferences are too big now.
Yeah.
Like in the Big Ten, you can go three years without playing somebody. With 18 teams, you're only playing 9 conference games, and it's not like you're gonna jump over and play these 9, then the next 9.
Yeah.
Tony Petitti, the Big Ten commissioner, kept talking about that they need to do something similar to what the professionals do. It's real difficult for college football to do what the professionals do. The professionals only have 32 teams. There's 136 FBS schools. There's 4 Power 4 schools, but you're not playing the same amount of FBS games. You're not playing the same amount of Power 4 games. Everybody bashes the SEC and Greg Sankey, but what they just did, getting to 9 conference games and forcing everybody in their conference to play 1 Power 4 game every year, that's perfect. I don't care. People complain about the SEC playing that November FCS game. Who cares? Who cares? Everybody's playing FCS games. It doesn't matter if they play them in September or November. It really doesn't matter.
The right way to do it at this point is that you shouldn't play no one else but Power 4 conferences. Or you just play your conference. And I don't care if these little schools need the money. There's too much money involved now. There's too much playoff money.
They're going to do that because a lot of these smaller schools have ties to the bigger schools. So they have to keep them happy. They have to keep there are states.
You know who doesn't have ties? Pockets. And you know who has the pockets? The networks and stuff. You want these mega deals. You want this to be fair. Just play Power 4 schools. I'm sorry, the Tulanes and the Appalachian State who beat Michigan and whoever beat Notre Dame last year. Like, I'm sorry about these schools. Go play your own conferences. And if you can't afford to have a program, don't have a program.
Hey, when you brought up App State, wasn't it your team that lost to them? Wasn't it?
That's why I said who beat. That's why I said who beat. I said who beat Michigan. And I was thinking of you, and I was looking at you as I was saying it, and I knew that was coming. That's why I referenced UB Michigan.
Weren't they FBS at the time too?
These conferences are too big, and you know, with the next TV deal, it's going to be brought up.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody doesn't think that's coming,
if they do that, then they should just go to the rumor that the 4 are just going to break off and do their own thing and not be part of NCAA football anymore. But you know what the problem with that is? There's going to be teams that are in Power 4 conferences at this point in time that can't keep up with everybody else in those conferences.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's going to. I'll be honest with you. I don't think it's 4. I think it's only 2.
Well, that's true, right?
I mean, that's 3.
Yeah.
And I think the ACC and the Big 12, you're going to, when you start seeing those teams get picked, then you know what's coming.
Well, with the money Texas Tech's putting out,
major conference, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. With the money Texas Tech's putting out, they're going to be in that. I mean, I think they're going to take over the Big 12 now.
They got to start winning first.
Yeah, a couple years down the road.
Listen, you can put out it's for them now. It's all about what your draw is, because it's not about winning and losing. It's about how many seats you put in front of a television or on a streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Those are the schools these conferences want now. What do you think? The Big Ten wanted Rutgers because they're Rutgers. The Big Ten wanted Rutgers because they gave you the New York market.
Which is also a joke because Rutgers doesn't own the New York.
That was back whenever cable system.
Yeah, but by having Rutgers, you automatically put the Big Ten network and every TV in the New York market.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Same thing like they have the Chicago market. Same thing like they have LA now with UCLA and USC. They have the Chicago market. I think they have 6 of the top
markets, since Big Ten is in that area.
I think they have 6 of the top 8 TV markets in America.
And the 3 largest.
Yeah.
Man.
That's why when everybody's like, "Oh, get rid of Rutgers," Big Ten's never going to get rid of Rutgers.
No, and academically, like there's things that academic consortium puts in way more money than any sports will ever dream of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is kind of funny that they still attach this to academics, though. I just like all we do is get further and further away from academia when it comes to
well, as far as football,
not just football, but all of them. But it's just crazy that they still lean so heavily on. At what point do we just say the school is the school, and these kids don't have to even go to school, but they can just work for the school? They're going to become employees. They're just going to have like a minor league system officially, because then you can go and do all the things you want to do with a pro thing. You want a CBA. You don't want all these kids to move schools every year. Now they're not a part of the NCAA. They don't have to be student athletes. They could just be pro athletes at the minor league level, and these schools can still own rights to them as a business on the side. They don't have to be a part of the actual academic community, right? They're just kind of there working as an employee now. I don't know if that's really something that's really feasible, but it seems to make more sense with how they get treated anyway, right? I don't know.
It's only been college football by name for probably the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I think part of what's going to keep it with student athlete is we always talk about money, and that's what drives all of it, to be honest with you. The network deals that these conferences are getting drive a lot of it. But one of the other factors that a lot of people don't talk about is when your school's winning, your enrollment goes up. When Nick Saban went to Alabama, I think the percentage they said was like 25% increase in the first 2 years after he got to Alabama and they started winning. So that's a lot of money for the school. That's not coming from networks. That's not coming from NIL or anything like that. That's money going people to the schools.
Wait a second,
guys. Certain schools don't need that. Like if you're Ohio State, your enrollment's always your enrollment.
Well, hey,
if you're Michigan,
I gotta stop us talking about this. We're talking off-season stuff. There's been football games tonight. Let's get back on this question. Are you happy with Nico being
for bringing a Michigan guy in who just lost?
Yeah, he's deflecting. He's deflecting.
I'm not deflecting. I said we played bad. I'm okay with that.
Let's talk to TJ about the quarterback situation at Tennessee and your outlook for Tennessee.
I'm very much happier with Joey Aguilar than Nico. After seeing what Nico did. Now, I saw that they made a game of it in the second half, meaning UCLA. They were getting crushed at halftime. UNLV was whooping them. I saw that it came back to be a close game. I didn't get a chance to look to see what Nico did in the game. I liked Nico when he was at Tennessee, but watching him for the entire season, I realized he was way overrated and he was not comfortable in that system. I don't know what system they run at UCLA. I don't know if he still needs more time to get comfortable in that system, but man.
AJ is right on my mindset. I didn't even see this before I changed the subject matter. So, all right, we got to talk about that. Let's talk about the quarterback situation at Florida State. And what the heck, man? How did Florida State come out of nowhere? You got to tell us, Dom, what your thoughts are on Florida State. Man.
Going into the season, I had questions for Castellanos because of how he left Boston College.
Okay.
And
what exactly? How did he leave Boston College?
He handled it poorly. And it was more, I'm going to take my ball and go home mentality rather than be there to support the team.
Yeah.
To his
like the end of the season. What I don't know
middle
the
of the season.
What happened in
the
middle
played
of the season?
I think he played like 7 or 8 games and then
was it one of those situations where he wanted to get paid and they weren't going to pay him and he was out?
It was one of those situations where he didn't fit Bill O'Brien's offense. And once he struggled, it gave O'Brien the excuse to bench him, put in a quarterback that fit his offense better, and Castellanos didn't like it and deal with it as well as he should have.
And now he's just balling out.
Well, now he's reunited with Gus Malzahn, who's the offensive coordinator at FSU, who recruited Castellanos when Castellanos was at UCF.
Okay.
So Malzahn knows full well what Castellanos is capable of, and we're seeing the proof in the pudding.
So, do you think Florida State's fairly ranked right now?
They might be underranked. They look good.
I'd say it's fair right now with where they are because, I mean, they beat Alabama in week 1, and then they boat raced East Texas A&M, which we all pretty much assumed that they would have. I mean, I was telling friends it was like East Cupcake University because, I mean, come on, really.
Can they go undefeated this year and get left out of the playoffs?
I think if they go undefeated this year, they do not get left out of the playoffs. I think they make it.
All right, just checking, man, because that's tough.
If they lose one game, they'll probably get into the playoffs. When do they play Miami?
In 3 weeks.
Yep.
That's going to be the game.
They'll be 4-0 heading into that game.
That's the game to keep an eye on.
Mm-hmm.
Florida State matched their 2024 win total already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Florida State will be
in week 2.
More than likely be 4-0 heading into their game against Miami.
It's funny what happens when you have a competent quarterback.
It helps when you have a quarterback and an offensive coordinator who utilizes that quarterback's skill set to the best of his ability.
Didn't Mississippi State struggle last week? Sorry to change the subject, but this is a good question. Yeah, I don't think they'll.
I was just trying to think if they lost or if they just struggled.
I think they just struggled.
They struggled.
Because they beat Arizona today?
Yeah, they beat Arizona State.
Arizona State.
What was
I think
the score?
Arizona State is. It was a close game.
24-20. 24-20.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
Mississippi State had a big lead on them, and Arizona State came back.
The Big 12 is just a pillow fight. You can't count
Southern Miss. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Big 12 is a pillow fight. You can't count beating Big 12 teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think
Iowa State's going to win the Big 12.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Iowa State. Yeah. Agree with that.
Watch out for Utah. Watch out for Utah.
Big win for Baylor today.
That was impressive.
Can't believe
running back in overtime like that. Well,
big win for Baylor.
Yeah.
I think to Caden's point, the struggle against Southern Miss, you got to look at that. I don't know how many people were paying attention with what happened with Marshall and Southern Miss, but essentially the Sun Belt champions mostly moved from roster there to Southern Miss. So that one-win team from last season is vastly different. I don't know if they're going to be great this year. I would assume you're at least jumping up to a 6-win bowl team at Southern Miss almost automatically, though, with a new coach, a bunch of new players from that championship team. Plus, they played at Southern Miss. So that was not a home game for Mississippi State. So they started on the road at Southern Miss. So I thought they actually looked fine. By the end of that game, I knew that Mississippi State was a pretty good team because I watched the vast majority of that one. So I think Mississippi State's a damn good football team from what I've seen. I'm pretty impressed with Blake Shapen at the quarterback position there. I think he's very, very solid. And the Mississippi State's probably kind of a unknown team, as far as, the mainstays in SEC here. And Arkansas, that's another one down in the SEC. I don't think enough people are talking about right now. But Arkansas is I've just been really impressed with what I've seen out of them so far.
Yeah, they're kind of those teams that are they've been at the bottom for long enough that it's going to take them a while to climb. So you're going to have to get to that 4-0 rank or 4-0 win total before you really start to see them moving. A lot like the bottom of any other conference, you really, really have to win a significant amount of games when you start from behind in the beginning, which is why sometimes the preseason rankings are a little bit aloof in that regard.
Well, you're going off Mississippi State only winning 2 games last year also. So, I mean,
and they matched that total too.
They're not going to be too much better than that this year.
Right.
For sure.
Which is funny because you have Mississippi State playing Arizona State, who was also thought not to be anywhere as one of the top teams in the Big 12 last year, and then Arizona State wins the damn thing. So it goes to show that there's no more 2 and 3 year rebuilds. Sometimes it'll take that long. But there are roster flips that change from bottom to top and vice versa. There, Dom's team's the other side of that, right? This was a Florida State team last year that was supposed to go and compete for another, top 10, top 5 finish, and here they were with 2 wins at the end of the year. It's just crazy.
Transfer looks like Kansas State's doing that.
Yeah, Kansas State. Yeah.
Transfer portal
reminds me. Don't start us on another. Just because your team lost doesn't mean we need to talk off-season stuff the whole time.
Okay, so let's talk about what do you want to know about my team losing? Is that make it easy for you?
I want to know. With your schedule, what are the other losses that you see after today?
Oh,
Nebraska on the road.
Really? All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I told you before I thought Nebraska was going to be a good team this year. And I still think they're going to be a good team.
Has that game gotten bigger because Moore is going to be suspended for that game, or
no? We knew what 4 weeks before the season he was going to play in that game, or he wasn't going to coach in that game.
Right.
So I would have picked Nebraska for them to lose. I would have picked today for them to lose, and probably Ohio State for them to lose.
Talk about Oklahoma State. I need to laugh. Oklahoma State is not playing football any longer after today. They've decided to pack it in and just ride bulls instead.
And Oregon's defense scored more than Oklahoma State did that game.
You know what? Oregon's a team no one's talking about. Dante Moore.
He looked the part today.
He might be I thought he was the real deal at UCLA under Chip Kelly.
Yeah.
That kid might be coming into his own.
Mm-hmm.
You know those guys at Oklahoma State that paddle like the pads when they score and stuff? They're using those paddles on the team now.
Did anybody see Syracuse running laps after the game today?
No.
Wind sprint.
After the game?
Yeah, because Fran was not having.
He said he didn't like the effort. He had him running laps after the game.
Well, yeah,
or
they
wins.
That's after a win, by the way.
UConn.
That's after a win. He had him running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get it right. That's after an overtime win against UConn.
Yes. Which they were losing for most of that game.
Yeah. My team would be running too if they were in an overtime win against Utah, for sure.
Yeah.
If they'd been playing in UConn, he probably would have made them run back to Syracuse.
I'm just happy when my team wins at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not talking about the transfer portal. Don't deflect. All right, Mike, break down what you think went wrong with Michigan today and how they were affected, how their defense was affected by Mateer, sorry. He didn't put the other. Is it two E's?
Mateer.
Mater.
Yeah,
Mater. This isn't
Mater.
Isn't it like the car from Toy Story?
Yeah.
Was it not Toy Story?
Not Toy Story. It's Cars. The Cars.
Cars, yes.
Cars.
Meter? Is it Meter?
Mater. Toe Mater.
Toe Mater.
Anyway, yeah. Tell us about how you suck and Toe Mater.
It was the same problems. It was the same problems as last year. The defensive backs playing too far off the line, bringing pressure at the wrong time, poor clock management, wrong play calls. Me personally, I didn't think they put Bryce Underwood in any position to be successful today. The throws he did make, he was rolling out. Was it the first drive? It's 3rd and 3, and you try a jet sweep. Like, you were running the ball at one point for like 3.5, 4 yards of carry, and you're trying to deviate from that. It's getting very close to the point, and I really like Sharon Moore, where it's going to come into call. Like, you had in the fourth quarter, you're down 8, they just missed the field goal, and you went timeout, incompletion, running play, incompletion, timeout. Like, you can't call 2 timeouts within a 4-play stretch.
Alex, 9 for 24 for 142 yards. Is that your king?
I don't know. Not too many quarterbacks throw for 142 yards on 9 passes.
That's true.
Against one of the top defenses in the country, everybody says. What's Oklahoma? What, a top 8 defense?
Yeah, they were one of the best teams in the nation last year too.
So it took him 9 passes to get 142 yards. Can you imagine he completed 12? He would have put up 200.
You think Oklahoma looked good?
No, I don't think either team looked. I'll be honest with you. I don't think either team looked good. I think both teams tried to lose the game.
One of the things I saw on Twitter, Brady Quinn tweeted out that he understands playing a freshman quarterback. You want to be a little bit careful. He said, but at some point you got to take off Bryce Underwood's training wheels and let him play.
Well, I think that's why you even seen him get frustrated. There was a point in the first half. I think it was Justin Hayes where him and Underwood went at it. And I think you could see he was getting frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I understand he just turned 18 2 weeks ago, and a lot of people forget about that. And I understand how Ohio State fans are going to come out. Oh, his mechanics suck. He threw 9 passes for 24 yards. You guys paid $10 million for that. He's 18. He literally turned 18 years old 2 weeks ago.
You know, he kind of reminds me a little bit, like, not the way he plays, but like what his development will be when you had Terrell Pryor going in there as a freshman and losing the big games like Penn State, you know, little freshman things that you don't do when you get a little older. So watch out for year 2 and year 3. He's going to be a stud, man. You can see it. He's got all the physical tools. He can throw the ball. He's got that grinder mentality.
I still expect him to get.
Last week when he took that block, he didn't have to. What was it? It was like an inside run that was bumped out. Dude, he's a football player, man. I am a little worried about how good he'll be.
I would expect him to win 9 games just because of their schedule. Is that acceptable at a school like Michigan? No. But I think next year, once he makes that first or second year jump, everybody right now who's kind of criticizing him because he went 9 for 24 Zaire King, I'm going to remember that next year when he's doing a lot different.
Did you just bookmark that?
Yeah, because there's a lot of. It's almost like when you bookmarked when I said nothing was going to happen in Michigan because of money. When it comes to sign stealing, but
oh my gosh,
you never got to
off-season.
You never got to cash that.
Off-season.
Oh, he's gone again.
He's gone again. Oh,
well, we'll go.
Are we back in our old place? Back in our old place, they used to cut people all the time when they didn't like what they heard.
Yeah, we're gonna start.
I'd bring him back.
You know why he does that?
He just needs a pause.
I can go get the Charmin if you want. Because last time I checked, Dave Partner was on a sideline today.
Oh yeah, where at?
Iowa State. And then next week he'll be on a sideline, and the week after he'll be on the sideline. Just Ohio State.
Yeah, why would Ohio State let him be credentialed to be on the sideline?
Congratulations too! I heard you guys did get Sherman to sponsor the horseshoe. So a big toilet bowl now has the toilet paper sponsor. I truly like that.
Big toilet bowl. I like that.
Dude, that's actually what Ohio State calls the big house because it's dug into the ground. Like if you go,
but as a plumber, I know what a toilet looks like because you rest your ass in my workspace, and I can tell you right now, the horseshoe looks a lot more like a toilet than the big house. Not too many toilets are round. A lot of them have that horseshoe shape, but never round.
Go back to AJ's comment about the Texas State and UTSA. I want to hear what Dominic has to say about that game. But before you do, I want to throw a shout out to one of our former coworkers, Matt Gerard. He was in the press box for that game.
Oh, nice.
Yes, Matt Gerard doing a good job covering Texas State as they're going to move. This is their last season in the Sun Belt. For those that don't know, they're going to be moving to the Pac-12 or Pac whatever the hell they're going to call themselves. But yeah, this was
Mountain West 12.
I-35. Yeah, I-35 rivalry. This is a big deal down there. Between two schools that aren't too far apart. It was when it was in the Alamo Dome. It was a shootout. That is a correct. We see that term a lot, and sometimes these games that people are calling shootouts really aren't. This one was. It was back and forth all game. It wasn't like one team made a big comeback towards the end. It was consistently back and forth. Brad Jackson is a name you guys need to learn or think about when you're talking about freshmen. He was a redshirt last year. He's a freshman this year under classification still. He was more of the running quarterback, not as much of a passer. He's kind of coming along at the passing, still not, the biggest passing threat of all time. But he's got a guy on the team named Bo Sparks who caught 4 touchdown passes last week. He only had 1 today, but that tied week 1 for season leaders. So he's probably still up there with 5 now total. And then a running back by the name of Lincoln Perry, definitely not really like Cam Scadaboo level necessarily, but he's got a little bit of that in him. It's just a bowling ball when he needs to bowl through the line and get some yardage. I think it's really impressive what Texas State is able to do in that game. And, on the road, first time they've ever won that I-35 rivalry on the road there in the Alamo Dome. And then I saw the App State one. Yeah, 31, and I even saw 31.5 point favorites against FCS Lindenwood, which used to be a Division II school. They moved up. They're in the Ohio Valley Conference now. Most App State fans had no clue who this was or where they're from. They're in Missouri. They had a pretty good year last year, I believe. They played forget the name of the school they play, St. Thomas, Minnesota, I believe. And they lost last week. So you think, hey, you lost against FCS. App State beat a D1 team in Charlotte. Well, it just looks like Charlotte sucks worse and App's not as impressive as everybody thought. They just couldn't catch a cold at the wide receiver spot. They had the first pass of the game was a 70+ yard touchdown pass. Thought you were going to start rolling. Couldn't catch anything the rest of the game. Couldn't take care of the ball. The lead running back had over 170 yards, but he also fumbled it twice. So you do those types of things. You should look at the statistics. It's crazy. The statistics.
What was the final score?
Wow.
It was
503 to 216.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And they was a 1-score game. So it is insane that they somehow managed to almost fumble it away, almost literally. The final score
rushed for -1 yards.
Yeah.
It's a bad.
That's still in the game.
That's a bad
another aspect to this.
2013. Yep.
2013. This is.
And here's another major stat.
Stuff like this happens. Like
App State was penalized 9 times for 80 yards. Lindenwood was penalized only 3 times for 30.
Yeah.
That's another big difference.
The problem with a lot of these smaller teams is, let's be honest, none of us give them credit for what they really are. Some of them, and a lot of these guys are gonna, especially the good ones, are gonna end up on some of our teams and end up being starters.
Yeah. Oh, here's a good. So you guys watch,
and they deserve a lot more credit than we give some of them.
You watched the Friday night game between James Madison and Louisville, right? Most people at least kind of check that out for a little bit of time. Louisville has 2 former Sun Belt players, and they both made big plays all night for Louisville on offense and defense. So you're right. I mean, the Sun Belt players are literally getting tools and coaching that is going to help them make more money and go play for somebody bigger. That's what we are. We've now
where's the Sun Belt taking players from?
FCS.
Where are they? FCS. Yeah.
Who's the coach? The G5 coach? I don't remember who said it. Who said that the Power 4 schools need to start paying them for the kids that they're taking off their roster?
Was it?
I know what you're talking about. Who said it though?
Was it the NIU coach?
Was it who?
The NIU coach? Maybe.
It might have been. That does sound familiar. Yeah.
Might have been.
Because they're basically taking these kids who are freshmen or redshirt freshmen and building them up, and in a year or two on the roster, they get popped over into the transfer portal and yanked up by one of these Power 4 schools.
Well, especially now, because considering it's just a roster limit. So you're going to see some of these schools tell these guys that are 3-stars that they usually would have had come in on a scholarship, go here, develop, and then we'll come in. We'll talk to you again in 2 years.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if that's already going on. Yeah.
Oh, it is 100% going on already.
Well, that's why you see these kids with like hundreds of offers, because if they've got their foot in the door, then they don't have to work as hard later when they have developed and said, "Hey, we did reach out to you. We didn't ignore you." And they might not have ever had any real thoughts or feelings of bringing these kids in. We're getting off tangent again, though. Sorry, Steve. Bring us back to the relevance of what we're talking about.
Let's talk football. Let's talk any football. No off-season stuff. Like, oh man,
that's good.
I don't know.
What was the final score of the Clemson game? Because I know that was close early.
27-16.
27-16. Yeah. So, do you think Clemson's fallen off? Like,
yes.
Do you think that they have a? Do you think they have a chance this year to really get back in the thick of things and be a playoff contender team, win a game in the playoffs?
I think Dabo's biggest problem is not buying into the transfer portal until now.
Do you think he's fully bought in?
He only had 4.
I don't think he fully bought in, but at least they brought in a transfer or 2.
Yeah, he brought in a couple. Yeah.
He was totally against it. And if you look at his winning percentage before the transfer portal and after, like there's a big contrast.
Yeah. That's a good point. I would say that the Clemson thing that I'd say, and Dom can answer this better, even TJ, but I don't think the ACC from top to bottom is strong enough that Clemson can't, still be there towards the end of the season. But right now, I put like Miami above Clemson without a doubt.
I'd put Florida State above them.
Yeah, Florida State too. Yep. So
the best upset of the day. I mean,
USF.
It's got to be South Florida. Yeah. I mean, just because it was in the swamp and
because it was against the Gators that
it was against
put it above everything.
And what were the Gators ranked? 9th, 13th?
14th.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
That's been a bad first 2 weeks for the SEC.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Michigan would have held up their bargain of it, then it would have been a little bit better.
Oh, 100%, but we shit the bed, unfortunately.
Will Iowa ever fix their prehistoric offense? No, absolutely not.
Not until Kirk Ferentz is gone.
Exactly. I was going to say once
thoughts on the Cyclones as the favorite to win the Big 12.
I understand. Kirk Ferentz has been there a long time. But at some point when this all changed, you have to look back and say, okay, maybe he's not the right guy.
I heard things aren't going good, so he's going to hire his son back.
If he hires his son back, would be the best move ever.
And Connor Stallions.
Oh, no, I would hire Connor Stallions tomorrow. Like, I already wrote a letter to the AD begging him to hire Connor Stallions back and put up a statue of him planting a flag and put it right in front of Michigan Stadium.
If you're going to put a Connor Stallions statue up, it's got to be him in the Central Michigan shirt standing on the sidelines with the
nice.
Yeah, that's how you dress him like that and you have him planting a flag. Because no one likes when teams plant a flag. So you got to have him planting a flag dressed up like Central Michigan.
Have him wear the Central Michigan stuff, accepting the game ball from cheating his ass off and beating Iowa because he cheated his ass off.
It's okay. It costs us $30 million for a championship. I'll take that. I'll take that right now.
And you're still fighting it.
Well, yeah, because by the time it ends, the NCAA is going to be paying us, and then you guys are really going to be mad.
You know what? I can't even argue anymore because it wouldn't surprise me.
Wait till the Michigan lawyers are done. You're going to end up paying. The NCAA is going to end up paying Michigan.
Wouldn't surprise me.
And I got to thank Tennessee for showing the road to how to beat the NCAA by taking them to court.
Anyway,
you're welcome.
Clemson scored 27 unanswered points. Troy blew it today. Yeah, they were up 16-0. That is insane that they just sputtered down their leg. I mean, how do you do that? How do you not score a point after being up 16-0?
So
the unlucky things that happened in that game were insane. One of them hits his wide receiver, and he kind of bumbles it, and it hits the guy's back, doesn't hit the ground. The other guy dives in, catches it. They're within like 25 yards of the end zone immediately.
Did you hear what the announcer said? That's why you do your squats, so it bounces off your leg.
Have we ever lost this many Heisman favorites this early? Archie Manning gone, Klubernick probably gone.
Can you pronounce anybody's fucking name right?
Klubnik.
Archie Manning,
whatever.
Klubernick.
Sorry.
It's that don't hold up the beer. It's that Canadian in you, man.
Yeah. I had to console my pain during the game.
Hey, Mike, we don't hold up people who don't sponsor the show. Okay, no free ads here.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, we were working on some beer ads too. Thanks a lot.
There you go. I will say this, TJ. I know it's early. I know you haven't had the toughest competition necessarily, but thoughts on Aguilar's chances to be on that Heisman list here?
Let's get through October, and then I can give you a better understanding. To me, he's already making throws that Nico couldn't make last year. Those deep shots against Syracuse, couple deep shots he threw today. And when I say deep shots, I mean like over 25, 30 yards. He's hitting those passes where Nico wasn't hitting them. And
explosive
it's not me trying to talk any nonsense on Nico. It's just the reality. He wasn't hitting those passes. And
who's Tennessee got next week?
Georgia
at home. And game day's coming there.
We're going to know real quick. Oh, yeah, they changed and said they were going to end up there in Tennessee.
Apparently, the rumor at the Pitt game was at the beginning of the Pitt game, the rumor was if West Virginia would have beaten Ohio, they were going to Pitt, West Virginia. But because West Virginia blew it, they're going down to Tennessee for the Tennessee-Georgia game. But when I did a prediction article about the Tennessee schedule, I had Tennessee beating Georgia for one reason. This is going to be Gunnar Stockton's first true road game. He played in the playoffs, but it was a mixed crowd. This is going to be his first true road game. Neyland Stadium ain't the place you want to do that.
No, it is not. They had a great shot of his mom. By the way, she comes to all the games. They're in California. She flew over to App State for all the home games. This is insane. But she was with her mom, I believe it was.
Yeah, his grandma.
So they're in the stands, and then his Joey's girlfriend, former App State basketball player, also. So he had all the ladies in his life right there. His mom was emotional as he ran through the tee this afternoon. So that was pretty cool to see that, how much that means to somebody. This is a kid who started off playing JUCO football, was almost kind of recruited. Yeah, yep, that's true. Almost quit, and now he's at one of the biggest and best schools in the country. And like I said, that's why I was thinking, what does TJ think? What does a guy who's watched him play a little bit more than the rest of us think about his Heisman shot? So. I'd like to see.
It all depends on what goes on in October when you get those at Florida, at Alabama, those games when they get wiped off the schedule and we see how he actually plays in those games. That's when I will start to figure out if he's going to be on that Heisman ballot towards the end of the year.
Who would be the front runner right now?
Nussmeier.
Yeah.
What about the kid in Oregon you're talking about?
Up there.
I don't think he's given enough credit yet. Let's see how. But Oregon, I don't think Oregon really play. They don't play Ohio State this year.
They play Penn State in 2 weeks, I think.
Penn State, I think that's it.
I don't think
they. Do they play Indiana? I don't think they play Indiana. I think they might play Illinois.
Let's ask the Bible.
There we go.
Yeah, they play Indiana.
So he's got 2 games really to make his statement.
Well, that game against Penn State is going to go a long way in that for Oregon season anyway.
Yeah, their schedule against the Big Ten is not strong. At Northwestern, at Penn State, at Rutgers, at Iowa, at Washington. Home games are Indiana, Wisconsin, Minnesota, USC. So the at Penn State and depending on how good USC and Washington are towards the end of the season, those are probably it for him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like what I've seen so far watching them play.
Same.
And he probably has another year. He's going to be back too. So
yeah.
Oregon's going to be a problem for as long as Knight's around. Oregon's going to be a big problem.
It's a couple top names I just looked up.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to look
at some college football rankings, and College Football Kings, they did rank Mississippi State.
Okay.
They had them at 20. Where they have crazy.
Yeah.
20 Mississippi State.
Buckeye Hicks brought up a good one too, because Beck is going to be in that conversation the way he's been playing.
Yeah. I was going to say that some of the leaders with yardage and touchdowns right now, Avery Johnson for Kansas State, depending on how they continue doing with the record. Rocco Beck, Jalen Daniels.
Rocco Beck looked legit a couple games I've seen him.
I agree.
Same, Alex. But no, I'm actually very high on Iowa State going into this season. I had them. I think they're going to win the Big 12, and I very much like Rocco Beck.
Yeah. I like their deep tackle too, Dominique Orange.
Big Citrus.
Yep.
Big Citrus.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Shout out for Luke Altmaier and his Heisman. Oh, sleeper Heisman.
Yeah.
Luke Altmaier.
They pulled one out in the second half against Duke. They were in a dogfight early.
Yeah, and they weren't playing very well either. It was very sloppy, and then their offense started putting it on in the second half.
Yeah.
Oregon's going to be 11-1 at worst.
Yeah. The problem's going to be if they're going to have that big layoff, that big time off. and it's going to affect them. They're going to get wiped out in the first round.
Imagine ranking Mississippi State.
Yeah,
K-State
pretty
lost
good
again.
The first 2 weeks at least. So,
yeah, their offensive line was struggling. Altmaier got sacked like 4 times, I think, in the first half. I have to look that up. He did get sacked times.
Who's the Illini head coach again?
Brett Bielema.
Bielema said that they quoted him on the broadcast as saying Altmaier is one of the best quarterbacks as far as scanning the field that he's ever coached.
Yeah.
So I don't know, he's had some good quality quarterbacks that have come and played underneath him. So I mean that's not coming from me.
Did you call him Bert on purpose?
Yeah.
It's okay. He was pulling the mic. It's all good.
We all call him Bert.
I thought it was an extension of Germanese with his jacked up saying of people's names.
Okay, he was pulling a mic. It's all good.
No, people call him Bert all the time. It's a Buckeye thing.
Got it. Okay.
He was a pain in that butt when he was with the
Wisconsin.
Badgers.
Yeah.
I hated him with the Badgers. Now I love him. Absolutely love him, dude. He cracks me up on Twitter.
Oh, he's funny. Yeah.
Oregon can't handle a few weeks off.
Yeah.
I do agree with that. Our defensive line's not getting a good pass rush. Underwhelming against Grambling State. Yep.
Yeah, but can you really judge Grambling State as a measuring stick, though?
Yeah, when you're not getting pressure with your defensive line against them, that's bad. I mean, you can't judge anything on Grambling State other than if you don't do good against them.
I mean, they did.
Yeah, but you can't even see that because Oregon.
But the defensive line just didn't get a lot of pressure.
Oregon struggled in their first 3 games last year and then ended up winning the Big Ten. No one would have picked that after they struggled last year to start the season. A lot goes into it too. Is how many transfers you got. Are you starting a new quarterback? How many players you lost?
Yeah, for sure.
Ohio State's a different animal because Ohio State just reloads. But for most teams, if you had the same turnover as Ohio State did, yeah, you're going to struggle the first 3 games, right?
Mm-hmm. A lot of those guys played a lot last year too. Not just that they had experience; they just didn't have experience starting, and they got enough plays to be good enough. And they've been recruiting well for a long time. That always helps.
I like this comment here. I think when Iowa decides to make a change at head coach, they're gonna let Ferentz walk away, but at the same time, I think he's gonna get nudged out also. They have more resources there than Illinois does. I could definitely see Bielema moving over to Iowa.
I wouldn't be surprised. That's where he went to school.
Yeah,
that's a great hire.
Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
No, he played.
That's just where he got his first coaching job. Okay.
Yep. And I think Barry Alvarez also played at. I think he played at Iowa too.
Okay. I know Paul Chris played at Wisconsin. I thought Bielema did too.
No, he didn't. I know for sure he played at Iowa. That's why it's like it makes sense for him to go to Iowa.
Even more now, yeah.
Can you imagine what Iowa would look like if they had an offense?
That would be insane.
With how many good defensive players they've put in the draft and in the NFL in Ferentz's years, if they would have just had an average to above average offense, how good they would have been. Not having to win games 13-10.
But you have to because Iowa fans don't know how to count much higher than that. So you got to keep them.
It's a good, you know what? That's a very good point.
That is awesome.
They can count to 40, a 40-yard punt.
Oh, man.
Speaking of Iowa fans, Vandy Chris is an Iowa fan, and I have to eat some crow here because I thought Virginia Tech was going to beat Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt was down, I think, at halftime, and then for whatever reason, they woke up and in the second half, and they ended up running away from Virginia Tech.
Yeah, they did.
So what are they at now? 2-0?
2-0.
Yeah.
Fuck, maybe Diego was right. Maybe they are going to win a national championship.
No, he's a bulldog. All bark and no bite.
Well, it helps. I think he's 40, so it's good.
Hey, what's wrong with 40? Come on, man.
Hey, I'm 45. I understand, but I graduated school a long time ago. I wasn't going to school with my kids.
Only count by the bushel. That's great.
Nice. I like that one. Oh man.
Well, I think we've covered all the teams, haven't we? Have we covered all the games that we wanted to talk about at least?
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm going to jump into a different subject real fast, and it's not going to be a rapid hole that Germanese is going to do. So with Alex Golish at USF, I think he's primed for a Power 4 job next season. And I don't think he's going to go to Florida. Guy I had a back and forth with had a good point. Most schools don't make the same mistake twice. They went the G5 route with Billy Napier. They're not going to do it again. But I can definitely see Alex Golish getting a solid look at Virginia Tech if they move away from Brent Pry.
That would make sense. What if the Lane train leaves Ole Miss? Would Lane Kiffin leave Ole Miss for Florida?
Oh, man, that's a tough one.
For Florida, no. For Bama, yes.
Okay, for Bama, which could open up to maybe. I don't think so.
That's another question. How many losses do we think Bama's going to have this year?
3.
It depends on which Bama team shows up to each game. If the Florida State game Bama shows up, they're going to be lucky to make a bowl game.
Yeah, I'd say at least 3 losses. I'm with what Mike is. Who said that? I think 3 losses.
Because I think they got Georgia left.
They got Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma, all in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow,
that's a murderer's row there.
Yeah. Oh, they might be at. I might have to raise that to 4.
Yeah, I'm thinking it could be.
That could be a juggernaut of
Yeah,
all those teams.
And honestly, and then you've got a sneaky Missouri team before that. So they got Missouri, Tennessee, South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma. Yikes.
Well, heck, they got Vanderbilt on October 4th too. So
true. Yeah, you just keep adding it up. It just doesn't look good for them unless they're firing on all cylinders. They're not.
Yeah.
What did they say? You never want to be the guy who takes over for the legend.
Yep, that's what I was saying about Sharon Moore. Same deal.
Unless you're Ryan Day.
Yeah.
Well, unless you're Ryan Day going to Ohio State, where you have a little bit of a cushion.
Well, yeah, when you keep the exact same staff and everybody else.
Following Saban, you don't have that cushion.
Well, that's like Notre Dame. But Brian Kelly wasn't a legend, but Notre Dame kept their whole staff, most of their staff intact whenever Marcus Freeman took over.
Yeah. You know, Brian Kelly's the all-time winningest coach in Notre Dame history.
That's crazy when I heard that.
Yes.
I believe it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
Not really, because you're playing more games now. So, I mean, he's obviously going to beat like the Lou Holtzes and all them from years past.
Yeah.
How long was he there for?
He always lost just like 1 or 2 games every year. That was it.
Yeah.
Although, funny story, when my dad went to Georgia Tech, he was in the stands for a game against Notre Dame, and he threw an orange at Ara Parseghian.
Why?
Because he promised Rudy a spot on the roster.
Oh man, good times.
Yep.
Well, at least it's only
Rudy.
It's only week 2, so we got a lot of weeks left to see how this whole thing plays out.
All shakes down. Yeah, we got to remember that. Like all these games we start talking about, all these teams, we talk about how bad they are or how good they are. It is week 2. There's a lot of football games ahead of us, and a lot of teams are going to completely change the way they look. And I wouldn't count Manning out for the Heisman yet. I still think
I wouldn't count anybody out for the Heisman.
He has time to put it together, and he's got a whole SEC schedule to do it with too.
Mm-hmm. It is funny though how
there's more ball to be played. Like it's quick how the media is just like whoosh, done.
How that pendulum swings back and forth.
Yep.
Well, I think that's how we were taught for so long, and we're not used to this new. You can lose 1 or 2 games, like.
But you could always lose 1 or 2 games. It's how you finish the season.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to get to the championship game with a loss or 2 than it is to go undefeated.
No, but before you couldn't lose 2 games and still win a national championship. You weren't going to the 14 playoff with 2 losses.
You had a chance.
A chance in going is 2 different. I have a chance to win the lottery. Doesn't mean I'm going to win the lottery.
Well, that's because you
had a chance if you were a big fan of SEC school.
Yeah, pretty much. If your name was Alabama, you had a chance. If you were the other 133 teams, you didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. The comments are keeping us going. I guess we go. We just keep going. Early look at Georgia and Tennessee next week, TJ.
I did not watch Georgia today, but I knew they had a weather delay, and when they came back, they were a little flat against
Austin Peay.
Austin Peay.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, they didn't blow Austin Peay away, but they weren't going to put anything on film for Tennessee from that either. But again, if Joey Aguilar is what we've seen him the last 2 weeks, Georgia's in trouble, because I don't know if I trust Gunnar Stockton to be able to run that offense on the road at Neyland Stadium. I mean, he could completely shut me up and, blow Tennessee out of the water. I don't see it happening.
I think distract them. Set up a drag strip right outside the stadium. Checkered flag.
That's great. Funny. Oh man. Yeah. Well, you got to think too, TJ, that like Georgia now, they played Marshall. They had no real test in their first game. They're playing Austin Peay. Like you said, they looked fine, and then that delay. What are they playing for right now? There's no real excitement, so it's hard to judge what they're going to do. In fact, that might be also to Tennessee's advantage, right? They've had 2 like non-testing games. They're kind of bored of this. Like, all right, let's play somebody real. How long does it take them to get up to speed next week against an SEC opponent like that? Whereas, Tennessee's already played Syracuse, and they didn't have a test today, but Syracuse was a pretty good test in week 1. So they're a little bit more battle tested coming into that matchup. Georgia's kind of going to get hit in the mouth for the first time all season.
Yeah. And the other end of that with Heupel's offense, they run the ball a lot. And everybody was worried about replacing Dylan Sampson. And I think Peyton Lewis and Deshaun Bishop did a damn good job against Syracuse. So I don't know if they're going to rush for 300 yards against Georgia, but I would love to see them win. And like you said, with the motivation, Tennessee has the motivation because they haven't beaten Georgia since 2016. So, I mean, you got 9 years where Tennessee hasn't won. Now, a lot of these guys on the team weren't on that team at the time, but they're going to be hearing it all week long from the media, from the fans. They're going to be hearing about it. Georgia's beaten Tennessee every year, whether it's been at Georgia or at Tennessee. So, yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, that's a good point. 2025 looking like 2007. That was when everything went crazy.
Yep.
Mike remembers it well.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
That's when he decided to become a plumber.
If my name wasn't going bad enough, you got to keep bringing it up, eh?
Flushing them dreams down the toilet.
Where's my kids? And they got to go get me a beer.
Though, hey, do you know that was the first game ever on the Big Ten network?
Yeah.
Yep.
Was it for real?
Off with a bang.
That's great. That's great.
I'll be honest, and I think too, the one crazy thing about that game, just I know I'm off on a tangent. It was before social media really.
This is a good tangent. You should definitely go on
that's true. It was like if everyone had their cell phone, that game, the everything about that game after it was over wouldn't have been the same, right? Like you see all the clips from the people at the Horseshoe that were watching it on the TV. They were all gathering together to see these little TVs in the walkways at Penn State to do the same thing. It wasn't on everyone's phone. I was at the game, that one. I couldn't even send a text message after it was over because of all the information that was coming in and out. It was like hours later when my phone started blowing up. Bloop, 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 bloop. So crazy.
I remember I was at a bar, Panini's on High Street in Columbus, on campus watching that game, and it was insane. I mean, there were small and big TVs there too, but like the place was absolutely packed and just went nuts. Like you see all those like watch parties when teams are going nuts. It felt like we were rooting, like we were part of the Appalachian State. In fact, I bought Appalachian State shirts. Me and my dad did after that game.
That's great.
Are you sure you bought Appalachian State? Because let's be honest, Ohio State people can't read, so it could have said anything.
I absolutely did.
Did you have the sales?
No, there it is. There it is.
Then what's Michigan's excuse for saying Klubnik?
Klubbernick.
Get Klubbernick back in here. And
about 17 beers after watching that game is my excuse.
My ass was at a chow hall. I got my ass chewed out for reporting back to work late. Hashtag worth it.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Heck yeah. It was worth a watch every minute of that. And then Toledo came along.
Yep.
Oh man, bring back Rich Rod. Those years were fun.
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, if Rich Rod would have got the actual support,
he probably would have done well.
That Harbaugh did. If they would have gave him one more year with that Brady Hoke team the following year, Rich Rod would have still been there.
I think he would have done well. No one wanted him there. He didn't get any support.
He didn't even have a budget. They didn't even let him hire his own defensive coordinator. They were like, here, you have to.
Tickets with a 2-pack of Coke.
He was.
2 tickets.
He was ahead of the curve, too, for the spread.
He was one of the first to do it, yeah.
And Michigan wanted no part of it. If they would have actually brought him in and supported him and gave him the resources what Hoke got right away, that team, the whole history would have been completely different with Rich Rod.
I got an even better one for you. Rich Rod taught Appalachian State's whole coaching staff how to run the spread offense. So he literally helped beat Michigan from the very start.
That's great.
Give you a little seminar on how to whoop
that is awesome.
Yep.
It's the biggest one of the biggest mistakes Michigan ever made was not giving him support.
I could get on board with that, but I think Buckeye Hicks is right. That 3-3 stack was not going to work in the Big Ten.
Because back then they still played power football, and 3-3 stack is never going to stop a solid power running team.
No.
Yeah, but his defensive coordinator, he never wanted that guy. That was who Michigan picked. Yeah. He didn't get to pick it. He didn't pick the defensive scheme. He had no budget to pick his guy. He was told who to hire. If he would have got to hire his guys, if he would have hired his guys, it would have looked completely different.
Yeah, he left WVU because they promised him over and over again to upgrade the facilities and upgrade the pay for his assistant coaches, and they never did it. So that's when the year before he took the Michigan job, he actually was in line for the Alabama job. And
the only reason he got the Michigan job was because Michigan's AD screwed up the Les Miles thing. By going public about he didn't answer the phone or something. Because Les Miles was going to take the job.
Wow.
Jim, I don't know who you are, but I like you.
That's awesome. Hey, listen, Rich Rod 2.0 is not going to end up at WVU like Rich Rod the first time around. It's going to be tough sledding. It's going to be tough sledding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Arizona wasn't the place to go find success, but Jim Fish did it.
Yeah.
I don't know. He had a lot of success before he went to Michigan.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I know the rumors were that Rich Rod was interviewing with Alabama, but I thought it was the year before he left for Michigan. I could be completely wrong on that one.
I have no clue.
Yeah.
All I know is I need coffee or bed right away.
Jambo says his D coordinator was Tony Gibson, which he picked. Tony Gibson, now the head coach at Marshall, first head coaching gig for Tony Gibson, hasn't started off so well. It's 0-2 after Marshall lost badly to Georgia, expected, and then lost.
They can say he picked it. They can say he picked it. From the people I talked to around there, he had no choice in a lot of things.
Tony Gibson was on his staff at WVU.
West Virginia. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Because his budget was nothing.
Yeah. And Tony Gibson was a West Virginia guy.
60% of the alumni never wanted him. Half the donors didn't want him.
All good teams left the Big East when they had all this success.
Well, he did go in and beat Georgia in the Sugar Bowl, though.
True.
That was a ballsy fake punt that he called that sealed the game for them because Georgia stuffed them towards the end of that game, and WVU did a fake punt and ended up sealing the game with that.
Yeah. So bad for JMU.
That's when college football was college football.
Yep.
That's true.
When
it was true college football.
That's good.
I'll give him credit for being able to spell study.
Spell Klubnik.
Spell the. That's why you guys. That's the only reason you guys trademark it. The only reason you guys trademark it the is because you guys can't spell Ohio State. And I have the picture. I have the picture to prove it from the Notre Dame Ohio State game. That Ohio's not spelled OIHO.
Oh yeah, well, was that someone that painted it on?
No, that was the Notre Dame game when your fans decide to spell it OIHO. It's actually, if you check USA Today, it's in their archive. If you really want to go check it out.
I do want to.
You know what the most popular saying of a Michigan graduate is? Welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order?
Yeah, okay. We have more success. Wasn't it Kirk Herbstreit? Wasn't it Kirk Herbstreit who said it the best? Yeah, Michigan, they don't care because they're successful on running companies and doing things.
Michigan's a good school. I'll give you that.
They're all good schools. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
but terrible.
2 + 2 is 4, no matter what school you go to.
Unless you go to Iowa.
2 + 2 = punt.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Unless you go to Iowa.
Shout out to Iowa State's defense, though. That they played lights out.
Yeah, that's
true. Just attack downhill nonstop.
That's a great game every year.
Oh, rivalry games in general are.
Yeah.
Just a good game every year.
Yeah.
The battle of
this early in the season, but
the battle of the cornfields, you can't go wrong.
Yeah. Means more out there. Hey, one last thing before we go. The defensive thing. I don't know how much you guys have seen it. I've seen it at least once or twice, especially in that JMU Louisville game. where a shift on the defensive line and quickly before the snap, and they're calling them for the false start. You agree or disagree with that? If you allow offensive movement before pre-snap, movement is okay on the offense. Now the defense wants to try and do it. Now they're throwing flags on it.
I hate that. I think that's
I don't like it.
What are we doing? Honestly.
CJ doesn't like it because he's a JMU fan, and they got called for it like 2 or 3 times against Louisville the other night. And I don't understand. You can have a quarterback come up and clap a bunch of times, and then you don't know when the ball's coming out and all this pre-snap movement, but the defense isn't allowed to for some reason. I'm not really sure I understand that.
Can we just get? They have enough money. Can we just get somebody or a group of people who've played the game to come in and set all the rules? These are the rules we're going to go by. This is how it's going to go. And this is cut and dry. Now this is a false start. This isn't a false start. This is a throw. This is not a throw.
That I'm assuming you saw it, but is it like on offense where if you're in a 2-point stance you can move, but in a 3-point stance you can't, and they're calling that?
Probably. The one thing I saw was like a line D tackle move. Like he just got all the way up and acted like he was going to go, but he didn't go forward. He just went up and then he went back down into a stance. I was like, I see offensive linemen do that, and I don't really think there was anything wrong with that. Like a whole 1 or 2 guys get up and move like a yard over or whatever. This guy did the same thing defensively, and that's what drew the flag. So,
or are they calling it more like an encroachment kind of penalty?
Well, yeah, like almost like how the offense has disconcerting signals kind of thing. Like if the defensive guys are clapping to try and get the offense to snap the ball, it was almost called like it was like that, which
like a delay a game.
Yeah, they might even call it that. That's technically maybe what they call is a delay a game.
No, I just meant that I needed to see it. Like,
what up, boys? Sorry, the internet was out here on the islands, but I tried to get in here a little earlier.
Is that AJ?
AJ's back.
AJ, what's up, buddy?
Oh, in case you all didn't know, AJ's always been a Buckeye. He just pretended to be a Wisconsin fan.
Now the Wolverines outnumbered.
How's overseas, buddy?
It's not bad, man. I'm covering the South Pacific, so I'm kind of all over the place in the South Pacific.
Nice.
So it's not bad.
Nice.
Doing a lot of island hopping.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll show you. It's beautiful out there.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Oh man.
Ooh.
All right. Not a bad place to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I just got one question for you, AJ. What are you doing inside?
It was college football today. I had to stay up all night because the games come on at like 2 a.m.
Oh, that's right. You're like 12 hours away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 15 hours ahead, so it's
hence the light outside.
Yeah, no shit.
I would love to be outside, but not during football season. There's no outside. There's no outside during football season.
It's the afternoon for AJ already.
No such thing as outside in football season. What are you guys talking about? I haven't seen the light either.
Unless you're tailgating.
All right. That's a good excuse.
Yeah, that's the thing I missed from you guys. I loved all that on the field. I mean, hell, you interviewed the guy who went up and did something with Harbaugh, right after he did it.
Yeah, we got the kid that was messing with what's his name? Quarterback for USC.
Williams.
Oh, that's what it was.
Oh, yeah, Williams. Yeah, that one was. Yeah. Oh, we had so many fun moments. We had like 4 field storming. We got to get back. Yeah. Hopefully, we might get back.
Yeah, I fell at the big house.
You did?
Jumping over the fence.
I wish we just had a bloopers reel because he was like, he's trying to jump down and he hit the electric box on the jump and it kind of like flipped him and he just
straight on my head. Dude, I thought I broke a leg. I broke my hip. I was like, man, I feel like an old man. I broke my hip.
That is great.
Then I just got up and started walking and everything was fine. Hurt for the next 3 days. We were good.
What you don't remember about that is Germanese was up in the stands and he put his foot out there and got you. That's what.
Is that
I would have jumped. I would have jumped over the railing and landed on him. I wouldn't have just tripped him. I would have jumped on him after. If I knew him back. If I knew him back then.
Is that the game you guys were dressed up in the Connor Stallions outfits?
No, we didn't.
No, we did that for the Wisconsin-Ohio State game on Halloween.
Oh, okay.
That was classic.
Man, you should have seen us. Like, we were like, so if you've been to Wisconsin, they have like these huge stairs that kind of come up to the stadium, and they have like these little light poles, like concrete stands. And we were just sitting there, just like acting like we're filming the fans. Oh, dude, they were just loving it.
You guys should do that again when they put the statue up and go stand next to it.
Yeah. And then we got Jack Sawyer on his way out. He was leaving the Wisconsin game. And on his way out, we were acting like we were filming him. He was just dying laughing.
Knowles was the best. He came up.
Knowles was the best, man. I know a lot of Buckeye fans are mad and have a little heartache with him leaving, but I love Jim Knowles, man. That dude, he's an awesome guy. Just like, we probably interviewed him like 3 or 4 times. Just a down to earth, like fun loving dude.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was a blast.
You got to turn your hat backwards if you're going to be in uniform with the rest of us.
Doesn't look good on this head. I got too fat of a face.
That's me too. They made me put a hat on before we even got on.
Now my nose looks huge. Let me go back. Gotta get a little shade on there.
We're gonna be that hat backwards podcast. Like,
oh my
dudes.
Hey, at least none of us are wearing sunglasses. I really hate it when podcasters wear sunglasses. I don't know why that bugs me.
I wear my sunglasses at night.
Oh my! Stick to being a plumber. No singing out of you, man.
Next, I'm going to show you my crack. Don't worry about that. I had an old lady tell me once, so it is true. I was like, yep.
That's awesome.
You need another beer.
Yeah. Was she flicking peanuts into your crack?
From downtown.
You always got to cross the line. You're a habitual line crosser. Habitual line crosser. It's the line, and TJ always runs right past it.
Like Rick James with the Charlie Murphy episode.
Fuck, I'm going to start calling you Hunter.
Oh, Christ, no.
I'm going to start calling you Club Niche.
Clubbernick. It's Clubbernick.
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 He is clubbing any chances they have to make the playoffs. I mean, he's not too far off with the name.
Yeah.
True. Good point.
Well, let's get back to the comments. I don't know what he's talking about anymore.
He's since we're running it on our show thing too. Yeah, he's JMU. They that 2 quarterback system. It's not because they want to run it. It's because Barnett's not fully healthy. So we'll see if he gets healthy and that changes. But that's what he's referring to.
Michigan is basically a pathetic league school, honestly.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly
public.
What it is there.
See, I know you can't. The actual word was public.
Makes sense.
I know you can't read again. Ohio State. It's public.
Yeah, it's actually Arch Manning, not Archie Manning.
Steve, if you send me your address, I'll make sure I send you the Hooked on Phonics. So maybe you can catch up, and possibly one day you can get into Michigan and get a real education.
Mike, is that after you like use it to spell Klubnik?
You guys should do a study group together.
Oh God!
He was saying those names in Canadian. That's what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Canadian, Russian, it's all the same thing these days.
Yeah,
Archie Manning.
Can you say calendar?
Archie Manning's his granddad.
I think you guys are just mad that the state beat the whole country in hockey. Is that the problem? The 51st state beat you guys in hockey. Are you guys still mad about that?
I am. I'm legitimately pissed.
Yeah.
Man, I was born in Florida. What do we care about hockey?
You guys keep winning Stanley Cup somehow. I don't know how that happens.
Explain that one. The hockey
We have all the
powerhouse
Canadians.
of South Florida won 2 in a row. So
It's because we get charged 45% taxes and you get 6. All the Canadians have no problem going down there.
Yep. It's true. No tax, no state tax. Those teams are doing pretty well, except for Nashville. They still sucked even with the no state tax law.
mm-hmm.
They haven't been good since we beat them in the cup.
Yeah. Which is crazy because they spent a ton of money. They were like the NIL of the hockey teams, and they didn't.
The Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's as bad as the Cleveland Browns. That's about as bad as it gets with the organization.
Have they picked a quarterback yet to start Cleveland?
Yeah, roll the dice.
The Browns haven't picked a quarterback in 28 years.
Oh, they've picked them. They just haven't worked.
They pick them every year, and then they just move on past them.
You guys only picked what 3 in the draft this year?
We're like, you know what? We've had such bad luck with drafting quarterbacks. Let's just draft them all.
We'll take them all with this, with their second round pick, their 4th round pick, their 5th round pick, their 6th round pick. We'll even give them a 7th, 8th, and 9th round pick.
We're gonna trade up to take another quarterback.
Cleveland drafted 7 quarterbacks.
All duds until we traded them.
Yeah, they'd still miss.
They got rid of all of their draft picks in the next 10 years to get more quarterbacks.
And then next year they'll take Drew Allar.
Oh man! Speaking of Penn State, is Penn State overrated?
I don't think you could say that.
Hey, one at a time, fellas.
I don't think you could say that. They haven't played anybody.
That's true.
I agree with Mike, man. You can't call them overrated. It's early. We've seen how many teams struggle last year and go on a run. Oregon, Ohio State, like you can name it. I mean, who knows? They came out the gate slow today. They got some work to do, but who knows, man? Sometimes when the lights come on, everything else does too.
Yep.
They got talent. I don't think their quarterback's that good, but they definitely got talent.
Yeah, Drew Allar's never really.
Two of the best rosters is Clemson and Penn State. Clemson also struggling too, so we'll see.
Yeah,
plenty of time to turn around though.
I'm really surprised with Clemson struggles.
Yep.
Yeah. Or is LSU really
not struggling?
Just that good?
You know what's not struggling? Dabo running down the hill. He flies down that thing, man.
Yep.
Did anyone see that graphic where he was running it down and they were showing like the team running down, and then all of a sudden the LSU symbol comes and knocks him down?
Yeah, I've seen that. I think you sent it to me.
That was awesome.
That's great.
Hey, if y'all didn't catch the end of that Mississippi State Arizona State game, y'all got to see that.
I saw that touchdown on the replay. But...
That was beautiful.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Go check that out.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, 30 seconds left. Arizona State just kicked the field goal, took the lead. Looked like they were going to win the game. And then I don't know. Let's just call zero coverage with 30 seconds left. I don't know what happened
there. There was nobody. That kid was turning around and around.
Zero coverage.
So it's almost 2 in the morning.
We're up by 3. Yeah. There's 30 seconds left. Cover zero.
So it's almost 2 in the morning. After week 2, who would you pick to win the national championship right now?
Oh, for Christ's sake!
Gosh, how many times do we try to get
off? Pittsburgh Penguins. I don't know who I would actually go with just yet because I was really high on Clemson and they don't look the part. I don't know if we got enough of a sample size to say that one team is infinitely better than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I completely agree. And like we said, all these teams can grow. Like who Arch was against Ohio State. Who knows what he looks like week 8? Who knows what Texas looks like? I mean, Tennessee's looked really, really good, but Syracuse really struggled today too. So is Tennessee legit, or is it because Syracuse is bad? There's so many questions. I mean, Georgia's not. There's no true power this year, and I think that's why I was kind of hitting on the maybe it smells or looks a little bit like 2007 because I don't think there's a dominant team out there.
Yeah,
I think everybody's got some weakness.
I think
you didn't think would Clemson does.
As much as people complain about NIL, I think it's doing its job.
He's going to cut you off again, Mike.
This is gun to your head. Pick somebody. Don't be like dancing around it.
Oh, I would pick Ohio State.
Anyone. Ohio State, all right.
I'd go Ohio State.
Dominic Corsetto. Dominic, number one.
I was just looking around at some of the top teams, and like I said before, I don't think the ACC is all that deep. So I think like Miami's path to get to the playoff and be a high seed is easy for them. So I don't know. I don't know if I'd pick them to win a national title, but I think they could be there. So
I could see them. I could see them running a cover 0 with 20 seconds left.
No, I think he's learned his lesson.
Dominique Ambrose, who you got? So we got Miami, we got Ohio State. Dominique, who you got?
I mean, I think I got to side with TJ. I don't think the sample size is big enough for any of the teams right now.
That's not the question. The question is just pick a team. Gun to your head, you have to pick a team.
Dominic just chose death. I'd rather die than pick somebody.
I'm gonna go Oregon. Fine, I'll throw mine out there. Oregon, man.
Right, there we go.
I think they've been building some depth on that roster that I think other teams lack at this moment. I think they're going to.
They were playing on arcade mode today.
Oh, they were.
Yeah. Yeah. If I got a gun to my head, I would say Oregon also. I'm just nervous about that long layoff from Big Ten championship game till their first game in the playoffs. To me, that's what did all of those teams. They had a buy-in. I mean, when you get that kind of a layoff like that, you're out of sorts. I mean, that's not what their bodies are used to.
You guys,
well, maybe they learned their lesson.
Because the last time I was laid off, I enjoyed the shit out of it. It was awesome.
TJ doesn't like buys. Got it.
Yep.
All right. Who? Dominic? Did you get someone then?
You know,
I'm taking my Buckeyes. Julian Sain was 16 of 16. Wow, dude, he's probably
too bad Tuesday practice was harder than that game. Calm down.
Yeah, but dude, he did it against Texas too. I mean, he was 13 of 20 and should have been 17 of 20 without the 4 drops. Like it wasn't.
Good. It looks good. I'm not gonna.
Just a one sample size type thing, right? Mm-hmm. If they come with a competent quarterback, which they have, dude, he's showing to be way above his pay.
What scares me about Ohio State is the defensive line pressure did not exist against Grambling today. It didn't really exist against Texas really either. So I mean, Texas, they have a pretty decent offensive line, not interior though, so they should have got some more interior pressure. Now their run defense still looks legit.
Mm-hmm.
Dominic Ambrose, you're against the clock now.
Pick Florida State, dude. It's
come on. I want to go to bed.
Yeah, I'll go with my guys, Florida State.
There you go.
There you go. All right, we all got a pick in, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we got it. All right.
Nice.
Holding everyone to it.
We'll revisit it in 3 weeks, and everybody will have a different team.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I got a feeling I'm going to be sticking with Ohio State.
We'll do it weekly to end every show. If it goes 2 hours like this, we'll definitely have time.
We should keep track of it to see what the consistent team was.
Oh,
if somebody had a consistent team.
Yeah.
But we should keep track of it and give them points.
I'll feel pretty safe until the whiteout, and then we'll probably have to talk.
Well, but the way Penn State's been looking, I don't know.
Nope.
I would take Oregon right now.
Yeah, if Oregon goes into the whiteout,
man, the whiteout is the whiteout, man. Well, I guess it's not. I guess Ohio State beats them every year there, and so is Michigan. So maybe it's not.
If Oregon goes into that whiteout and looks dominant, yeah, I think that's going to change a lot of opinions fast.
Yeah,
for sure. When is that game?
It's 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's coming up quick.
September 27th, I think, right?
Yeah.
I might have to fake a leg injury so I can get E back to the States just to catch that one.
We'll have Crescendo fake a doctor's note for you. That way you have it too.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, guys. We out of here?
Yep.
We got to peace out. God bless. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. Rest of your weekend. Go follow Sunbelt Syndicate for any of your Sunbelt needs. They have awesome articles. Getting it out every day. Sunbeltsyndicate.com, right?
That is correct.
That is correct. Yeah, and you can follow them also on any social medias. They're there. Follow College Football Backers, cfbackers.com for any of your college football needs. We'll be there.
Shout out to you boys for holding down the fort while I've been gone. And Steve, you've been you turned like our little dream. You definitely took it like 4 or 5 steps forward. It's great getting to know you guys and work with you guys again. TJ, I already know you're the heartbeat of any organization. You're the kind of person who gets shit done. Mike, man, congratulations on getting the show started, man.
What's that?
Yeah. Give a shout out to the Wolverine backers, man.
Oh yeah. Shout out to the Marine backers, man. You got that show pumping. I got to watch a little bit of that this morning before games got started. And I know Dominic Ambrose, man. I know your articles are always pumping and good to go. So, man, I'm excited to hopefully get back to the States here soon and really.
I got to say, it's very nice seeing you, my brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been way too long.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
And you're way more better looking than Steve. So can you next time? Can you send him?
How many beers have you had? Are you going to call him DJ?
That's only because I lost like 15 pounds out here. It wasn't that way last year. Steve
he is a lot more better. He's a lot more better looking. That's way bad. I got to go to bed.
Yep.
Pounds of beer.
There you go.
I told you after that game, I had to drink. I looked like TJ last year when he went online all banged up.
Oh yeah, that was a beer fest. That was different. That wasn't after a loss.
Or it would have been worse.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right, boys. Once again, we're still gonna get off the show eventually.
Yes.
God bless. Take care.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful
Take it easy, guys.
See y'all.
Maybe.
Okay. See you, buddy.
See ya.